Good evening, 9:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast in the United States of America. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and we've got to talk about the patterns here. So, Bitcoin, as we talked about earlier, the possibility of coming down here was very real. And now, unfortunately, we've come down here, and we're going to see how we react because we have two choices here. We can either break back down farther into this pattern with Bitcoin because we've done a lot of work here, or we can start to break out of this pattern here. We can start pulling back up on the top of the Bollinger Bands like it's kind of suggesting we should in the 4-hourly and come back up here and retest somewhere in this area. Because the Bollinger Bands it's suggesting would be an area down here to buy because we've broken down through them. We've got the support down here on the uptrend. Well, we're getting close to the uptrend. The actual uptrend where we might actually come up, get rejected, and come back down. It could be somewhere in here if we do that. Now there's a chance we could rebound and get some volume and pull up. And that's obviously what we're looking for. But to retest this cup and handle, we would still need to come back down if we're going to fully retest it. And this could work because this is a wick that was up here. So you can just wick down into these wicks. But this handle was down, or the cup was completed at around 44,373. That's what it looks like to me. We came up and now we're going to try to create the cup and pull up. Now the question is have we come down far enough to satisfy this cup? It's possible. That's what it looks like we're doing to me. So we'll see what happens. It's possible it pulls way farther down and then you end up here and then you run across this line and then push off. But if you see it break down any farther than here, it's a failed cup and handle and it's going to come crashing back down to reality. And then you'd probably be in a scenario where it does this, likely. So that's what we're looking at here, guys, with Bitcoin. That's as clear as I can be. With XRP, talked about coming back down and retesting 77.5 or the 804. We just didn't know which one will hold. We knew which one now. 804 definitely is the area that held down here. The 4-hourly, we didn't really have a lot of volume pushing us through. We had a nice wick pullback, but XRP very easily could pull down back into this 78-cent pocket and maybe double bottom here, try to prove that it has some kind of support here. If it breaks down through this, well, then it's going to be a mess, and then you're going to come back down. I don't know where the rest of my chart is. I have a whole chart that should have loaded up. Whatever. But I mean, the Bollinger Bands, we've come well outside of the Bollinger Band on the 4-hourly, so that could have been a sporadic sale. Or we could be heading much farther down. That's all. Because in the daily time frame, there's still much more room on the Bollinger Band. We could come down to 75.7. That's not much farther, but it could bring us down. But we are, guys, in the daily time frame, and this is something to pay attention to. We pulled all the way back up, and we're trying to be supported at 82 cents. We haven't come all the way back. Oh, I guess we have. I stand corrected. See that? We pulled back up, and we're being supported. Bitcoin never came all the way down there. So right now we're being supported on the, well, we didn't break below the 200-day here, but I'm telling you, Bitcoin is trying to work on a bullish divergence here on the daily, so it is a weird element here to where we could pull up real quick because the shorter time frames are suggesting we could have a pull up before a breakdown now because I don't have the stochastic or RSI on right now, but I can definitely turn it back on. So there's the stochastic. I mean the RSI. And you can see it's in the oversold. I think I want to put the stochastic on too. I'll take the Bollinger Bands off. Otherwise it's going to get very, very janky in here because we have the EMA lines on as well. So with Bitcoin, as you can see in the 1-hourly, we're oversold on both the RSI and the stochastic. The 2-hourly, we're oversold in the RSI and stochastic. The 3-hour oversold on the stochastic, heading towards as close as you can possibly be without oversold on the RSI, which is sometimes a signal there's still buyers. And then in this 4-hourly, stochastic is oversold and the RSI is heading very dangerously close to oversold. The daily broke back down into neutral, so it's not in overbought anymore. We're back into neutral on the daily. And in the weekly, we've got plenty of room to still run, which looks like we're still working on a W reverse with a pull up the rest of the way. So it kind of feels like to me that 51,000 or 50,800, I think 51,000 800 area, but I feel like 50,800 would be a logical move if we can just hold this. Stochastic and RSI in the short term is definitely showing like there could be some kind of short term move coming to the upside. XRP is not as good looking as Bitcoin, but it will follow it. But it really does show like we're going to have some kind of push up after maybe a little bit farther down. Especially with XRP, it might have to double bottom here. But it's definitely looking like we're starting to head towards these oversold areas. And especially with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's running way ahead. So that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm feeling. XLM's pretty similar to XRP. You can see that we've fallen through the 20-day and the hourly, which propelled us down. And we're basically right on our trend lines here on everything. So that's the thing. We've definitely cleared up some room. Not as much as Bitcoin. But we've definitely cleared up some room to make a run here if we want to. Your further correction, but to me, it seems so obvious. We would want to come down to 222. Prove this cup and handle. That's where you'd make the handle. So a little bit farther down, but if you're already in and you've sat through this drop, or if you're in the money still, or whatever the case may be, you had a good week. I mean, that's only another 1.58%. So from here, we could have a little continuation down, but overall, it's looking like we have to make a rebound. The stochastic and RSI is just going to be way too oversold. So it's going to have to make an immediate move back up, whether it's just to retest some of these drop points or what. We'll find out that shortly, but that's what we're dealing with, ladies and gentlemen, and that's about as clear as I can be with everybody. And then DGB. Then I got to go. And the 45-minute DGB's making its little push up, but it's probably going to be short-lived based on what I'm seeing by the broader market, unless Bitcoin can get going. 3-hourly looking good, and the stochastic oversold in the 3-hourly. 2-hourly oversold. RSI's a little in the neutral area. 4-hourly with the stochastic as well, it's oversold, so could be working up here something. So a little way too high on the daily, but we're looking at the shorter time period. But this is eventually going to make a move. It's just a matter of is it going to come all the way back down to the daily time frame in the 20-day, which I don't know. That might be tough to come way down there. It could be getting ready to do something. We're looking for broader market support. So if Bitcoin comes down to the daily time frame, the rest of the market probably will, because Bitcoin could very easily come down here. And if you don't even look at anything else, it's going to be around this 44,300 area before we know it. So it's a very interesting time right here. Bitcoin can surprise us. Well, not surprise us, but it definitely is in an area where it has to make a decision. Make sure to hit that like button if you want to hear further content. More than just my YouTube. Join Tom's Army, $9.99 a month. We have 262 members in here. You get to do the classes. It's awesome. So a lot of people in here talking, and we stay on the same page. So if you need some people to talk to, if you want to get on the same page, or if you just want to talk to me privately, I talk to a lot of people. Join Tom's Army, $9.99 a month. Show me the support, and I give you guys this for free. Stay blessed.